Welcome back for some more short news. A large development plan south of Middleton and Coleman Prison. Seco Board holds emergency meeting after pole rental uproar in the villages. Police issue a bulletin about vehicle break-ins at Middleton. Neighbors fed up over dead villager's home in foreclosure. A villager who moved to Ocala leaves behind a villa with weeds. Hit and run driver lands at woman's prison with plenty of activities. Welcome for some more short news. A large residential and commercial development is planned south of the intersection of US 301 and County Road 470 in Sumterville. The Old Florida Springs development would be a few miles south of the Coleman Federal Prison and the Middleton neighborhood of the villages. Sumter County Commission's Tuesday night approved a comprehensive plan amendment and the zoning change to mixed use. The project also has been reviewed by state agencies due to its size. Plans call for 816 multifamily housing units, 1.2 million square feet of commercial and industrial space, and 100,000 square feet of storage space. A total of 525 units would be added to the recreational vehicle park already on site. I'd be interested in knowing who's building this. Part of the property is currently known as Shady Brook Golf and Resort Property, and a 96-acre golf course is on the southern end. The 276-acre property includes an archaeological site recorded in 2016 on the northwest part of the site along with wetlands. A portion of the property is in a floodplain. The developer has commissioned a historical resource survey and a primary endangered habitat assessment while also pledging to avoid wetland and floodplains areas whenever possible. According to the state agency comments included in the county staff report. Identified species include sandhill cranes, blue herons, wood storks, and gopher tortoises. The project was reviewed by the Florida Department of State, Southwest Florida Water Management District, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. The first phase is scheduled for completion by 2026. The second phase by 2030. Bushnell will provide municipal water and wastewater services. Well, they had a meeting with Seco, our district supervisors, to try to work out this pole rental increase or whatever they're doing here. You know, 90% of all of our utilities is buried underground. You all know that, right? We don't have telephone poles around here. Notice any of the videos you see of people doing golf cart rides or whatever. Other than the main towers that brings the power into an area, all of our utilities are buried. We don't have any telephone poles there, which is a thing that I do like. The Seco Energy Board of Trustees held an emergency meeting on Thursday as a result of the uproar in the villages over huge increases for pole rental. Some community development districts were hit with increases as high as 600% for pole rentals, which would have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Supervisors and CDD across the villages were looking at the grim reality of burning through cash reserves to pay the increase coming due October 1, and then looking at maintenance assessment increases for residents possibly a year from now. Seco held a closed-door meeting Tuesday with the elected supervisors from the villages at the cooperative's headquarters in Sumterville to discuss the huge increases. As a result of pressure from officials in the villages, Seco trustees met on Thursday and announced that it had agreed to a 2-year phased approach to incorporate the pole rental rate increase. That means 50% of the increase will take place in October 1, and the second half of the increase will be in October 1 of 2025. Where in the hell did that get you? The reactions of supervisors were mixed at meetings Friday of the CDD1, CDD2, and CDD3 boards. Several were still very angry about the unannounced increases that came without warning and questioned Seco's leadership. Others argued for the need to work cooperative with Seco. I don't want Seco to think we are just willing to roll over, said CDD2 Supervisor Tom Swears. Tom Sawyer sounds like somebody that you should be re-electing. The rest of them that want to roll over and say we need to work with them, maybe you should think twice next time around. Police have issued a special bulletin warning residents of a rash of vehicle break-ins in the Middleton area near the New Villages Charter School in the Villages. The car burglaries occurred in the early morning hours Thursday, according to the Wildwood Police Department. Residents are being urged to lock their vehicles and remove all valuables, including keys and garage door openers. Anyone who sees any suspicious activity is urged to call 911. Maybe it's just me, but removing your valuables, including your keys and your garage door openers, isn't that just like a duh? Residents are fed up over a dead woman's home in foreclosure in their neighborhood in the Villages. The home at 1705 Betrillo Court in the village of Alhambra was the subject of public hearing Friday morning before the Community Development District 2 Board of Supervisors at Savannah Center. The home was purchased in 1999 by Julia Gramaglia. She became the sole owner of the home in 2005. She is now deceased. William Lilly lives next door to the home he said has been empty for 6 years. It gets worse and worse every year, he said. It's really a mess. The utility had been shut off and the home is reportedly $264,000 in the red. Heirs, if there are any, have shown no interest in touching it. Not for $264,000, then it's a dump. Neighbors who have reported seeing rats at the home have been forced to wait and wait and wait. You don't see a line out front of people wanting to buy this place, said Supervisor Jim Kipalone. Well, Mr. Supervisor Jim Kipalone, is it for sale? I don't see no for sale sign stuck anywhere. Is it listed anywhere? Have you advertised it? Can you advertise it? I don't think you can advertise it. Whoever the property owner is the one that has to advertise it. I just think that was a stupid remark, that's all. The home was the subject of a deed compliance hearing in 2022. The most recent complaints have been about overgrown weeds and broken lamppost light out front. The homeowner was given 30 days to bring the property into compliance. If it is not brought into compliance, more fines will be imposed. My guess would be on this house, there's a reverse mortgage. It happens more and more. A property owner who has moved to Ocala left behind a villa with weeds in the Villages. The home at 731 Hernandez Drive in Villa de la Mesa was the subject of a deed compliance hearing Friday before Community Development District 1 Board of Supervisors at Savannah Center. A complaint about overgrown weeds at the property was received April 1 by Community Standards. Attempts to reach Mary Bertali, the villa owner, have been unsuccessful according to the testimony presented at the hearing. Phone numbers for Bertali are either disconnected or not receiving calls. No one is currently living in the home. Bertali had a problem with another property in Villa Valdosta in the village of Bel Air and in 2023 sought forgiveness of fines she was facing. She sold that villa later in 2023 for $240,000 after picking it up for $195,000 in 2018. So you see what she did there. She had fines because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. And believe me, they know what they're supposed to do. She asked for forgiveness of the fines. They forgave her fines. Then she sold it so she could put all the profit in her pocket. She purchased a home in Villa de la Mesa in 2021 for $200,000. The CDD1 board found Bertali in violation of decompliance rule and ordered her to remove the weeds within 7 days or face fines. She'll just ask for forgiveness on those fines too. You gave it to her once, why wouldn't you give it to her twice? Here's a report here that is a long report that dates way back from the very beginning, but this is going to be the end of this report, at least for a couple of years. A hit-and-run driver who struck and killed a pedestrian on Rolling Acres Road will serve her sentence at a minimum security women's prison with plenty of activities. Tara Renee Shizzle, 32 of Lady Lake, has begun serving her 3-year sentence at the Gadsden Correctional Facility in Quincy. The former Lake Center for Rehab physical therapist assistant pleaded no contest in April to charges of leaving the scene of an accident involving death and leaving the scene of an accident involving serious injury. The Gadsden facility near Tallahassee houses 1,250 female prisoners. The facility, operated by a company which contracts with the state, offers numerous recreational programs including aerobics, Zumba, yoga, and spinning classes. There's even a 5K running club. The prison offers institutional betterment programs, including art therapy, 3 levels of Spanish language, Toastmasters, and entrepreneurship. Is this a prison? Shizel originally reported to her insurance company that she'd hit a deer on the night of September 11, 2022. However, an investigation by the Florida Highway Patrol revealed that Shizel's silver Jeep Cherokee Sport struck and killed 40-year-old Jamie Weintz as she was walking along Rolling Acres Road, not far from the American Legion Post 347. Her male companion was also hit and was airlifted to Ocala Regional Medical Center with serious injuries. Shizel's expected release date is April 23, 2027. And that may be the next report. Villager Marilyn Hamilton, who was involved in a 2020 hit-and-run crash that injured 2 bicyclists but did not involve death, is serving a 5-year sentence at Lowell Correctional Facility in Ocala. It just seems weird that this one here included death and she gets a 2-year sentence, and there's another one that hit some people that did not include a death and she got a 5-year sentence. Seems a little upside down. I'm not giving her a pass, don't get me wrong. She hit 2 people that was riding bicycles, I think, on Hillsborough Trail. She gets out of the car, she goes to the back, she saw these people laying in the street. The one lady had severe head injuries. The man had injuries also. She saw this, turned around, got back in her car, drove home, and I think this is a lady that had a Mercedes, and she took it to Mercedes in Gainesville to get the damage fixed. I think in an attempt to hide the car from the local investigation, but it didn't work. 90 years old, and they said, well, they won't do anything because she's so old. 5 years in prison. So don't think that here. They will put you in jail. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short news. With that being said, be well, be safe, be alert, be aware,
and don't leave your keys in your car at Middleton.
And by the way, the person that sent me the email saying that pointing my finger was impolite, there you go. That's for you. See you on the next one.